Malcolm in the Middle star Frankie Muniz, 38, has never had a sip of alcohol. Muniz starred as Malcolm Wilkerson in Malcolm in the Middle for 7 seasons. In reflecting upon his life as a child star, actor Frankie Muniz made a unique admission about his drinking habits, or lack thereof. Muniz says not only has he never done drugs, but he hasn't ever tried alcohol either. There's times where I think back at the things I got to do when I was a child actor or my early years of being an adult. And having stepped away from the entertainment world, from that business, kind of in the height of my career, like right when Malcolm in the Middle ended. It allowed me to have a greater appreciation for life in general, he told former Jeopardy! Host Mayim Bialik on her podcast. Little things, as dumb as it sounds, of like moving to Scottsdale in 2008, I think saved my life, he shared. I'm 38. I've still never had a sip of alcohol. I've never done drugs. I've never done anything. So I don't mean in that sense, of like, oh, I'm gonna go off the deep end, like so many child actors do. I meant, I realized when I moved here, that I started looking up. This is so cheesy, but like I look at the sky. I looked at the trees, he said of the transition away from Hollywood. Muniz famously starred in the titular role of Malcolm in the Middle for 7 seasons. He would later leave Hollywood to pursue a career in race car driving, only to return to the industry. I started doing more life things. But in that sense, it made me look back at what I did in my past and have such a great appreciation for it that anything I do now, I dive in 100%. Because I don't want to look back at anything that I do and go, I could have tried harder. I could have been nicer. Muniz is quick to clarify that religion played no role in his decision not to drink. I've tried to figure out why I didn't. 'Cause I don't have a reason, he told Bialik. Maybe it goes back to my hatred toward time. When I was 15, 16 years old, I felt like I was so old. Like I had experienced so much. And I had experienced a lot in my life, in comparison to most 15 or 16-year-olds. But even though I was in the entertainment business, I never saw it. Meaning, the drug use, any of that stuff. I somehow just stayed away, he said of avoiding a turbulent path so many of his peers took. I grew up thinking the only people who smoked pot were criminals on Cops. I don't know why, he admitted. At 18 years old was the first time that I was really kind of around it. And in my mind, going back to the time thing, I felt like I had made it so long without it, that I was kinda like, I'm not gonna start now. Muniz says his decision not to drink garnered a mixed bag of responses. I couldn't believe everybody's reactions when I said, oh, I don't drink, he remembered. Muniz says people were either appalled that I didn't drink or they'd be like, wow, that's so strong of you. I don't know if I made a conscious decision, but it just stuck with me that I just was never gonna drink or do anything, he reiterated.